Coming up on today's Retro Robbins show, we're going to go back to 1991, Crash issue number 84. When Crash, of course, was a very thin magazine indeed. Thanks to all the cassettes you were getting on it, they couldn't print it quite thick. So if you love a bit of 8-bit, well, you're going to love a bit of me. So join me next on the Retro Robbins show. How'd you like me big screen demo? Good, isn't it? I like it. Titles time. Welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne Retro Robbins. And of course on a Sunday I'll usually make these programs, but today we're going to look from the Crash magazine, which is this one. Remember that artwork? Oh wow, brilliant, look at that. He's better looking than me and he's got more scabs on his face. Hey, not that I've got any scabs on my face. So it's January 1991, it's issue number 84, and they gave you not one but two cassette tapes on the front of this magazine, which meant it was thinner than a piece of A4 paper itself, but still it's what content was in there was good content. So we're going to review the games, compare them game reviews with my review, which is a marks out of 10 system rather than a percentage. Get me paperwork. Yeah, I do some research, you know. I know it's contrary to popular belief, but I do. So the first game that we're going to review today is this one. Let's kill this AY sound, it's getting on my nerves. That's better. This is the sound of silence. Well, it's not actually, because this has got AY sound, but I just need to plug it in. Yeah. Can you hear that okay? I can. That was too loud. Too loud! Right, so the game we're looking at, as I go to my little notes and demos, I'll take little notes. Lotus A Sprint Turbo Challenge. Ooh. By Gremlin Graphics. Original retail price £10.99. Ooh. Or £14.99 for the disc version, which was a bit of a rip-off really, because discs you could buy for like the pack of 4 for £5.99. So surely that was just racketeering on the price of the discs because you had a +3. Still, it's by Gremlin of course, and the presentation has been given an 88% rating, graphics being given an 88% rating, sound was given an 85% rating. That's a different rating to normal, because they've had a sound rating. A playability 90%, 90% playability, addictive qualities 88%, so overall, yes, this was a crash smash, it got 90%. But is it as good today as it was when they reviewed it back then? Or do we think it may be even better, or possibly even worse? So, you've got these screens to start with. Let's get into the game itself. Now the first thing you do is you choose whether you want your track medium, easy or hard. And because I'm an expert at these games, I've gone for hard. Oops, sorry, slipped up there, didn't I? Put it on easy. You've got the choice between 1 or 2 tunes, this one or... This one's a bit more bouncy. I need water. Water! My kingdom for some water. One, 2, 3 different AY sounds. Quality. Okay, so we're going to go for that. Automatic. Yeah, because my car's automatic, isn't it? So let's start the race and see what the game is about. Oh, it wants me to fire, doesn't it? And as I'm looking round the camera as always, finishing 8th place, all better. Easy. If I stay on the track. Come on then, I'm ready. Ready when you are. Because there's only one player, you can have a 2-player mode, and obviously the bottom player will fill the screen at the bottom. And it's automatic, so you will increase speed automatically. And you effectively just got to concentrate on staying on the track. I find that the way the game plays, where the track almost disappears out of sight a couple of times, especially when you're going over the hill rather than down the hill, it's hard to follow the track, so it becomes quite a difficult game, which is a shame. There, you can't know track. You've got no reference at all there to see where the track is going, so it becomes quite a tough game. But if it wasn't for that part, when it's on the level like this, and perhaps they should have cut out the hills and just kept it on the level, or made small hills. But if you can't see where you're going, it becomes an extremely difficult game at all. Generally speaking, gameplay's not too bad. I'm into 12th place at the moment. It's quite reactive with the controls, and it's fairly clear to see. The cars are easy enough to avoid, as I just showed you, but obviously when you go down or over a hill, when the track disappears, it's a bit disorientating, to say the least. So helps if I turn the corner. Oof. How did I make it through that? I'm in 10th position. I've got to finish in 8th or more to qualify for the next race, which I'm doing okay on. See, there you go. See how the track disappeared? See, you've sort of got to remember which way the bend is, if you like. But yeah, well, what do you think? Do you think you'd like this? Do you think it's worth that 90% rating? Which is effectively the 9 out of 10. Oops, I'm turning the wrong way. But yeah, you can generally stay on the track quite easy. You don't go flying off like some games you do. Oh, if I could stay in there. How many more laps have I got to do? I'm on the 4th lap now, so if I stay in 8th position, I've done it, haven't I? Oh no, I'm off the track. There goes my 8th position. I'm in 10th position, right at the very death of the final hurdle. I'm going to be... Come on, get past him. There. Ooh, come on. I'm in 7th position. I'm doing remarkably well. You've got this, Retro. Come on, son. What do you reckon I'm going to do it? Am I going to do it? Oh, keys are not fun. I should have put the joystick in. Oh. Actually, keys are fun. I think I've done it, haven't I? Come on, there's got to... Where's the finish line? Give me the finish line. This is intense concentration from Retro Robbins. Anyway, I'm not going to spend all day playing this. You get the general idea. Look, hands free. I'm just crashing. So, what am I going to give that a rating? Shall I? Graphics, yeah, the graphics are pretty good. Gameplay's pretty good. It's addictive. It's well done. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's quite a Retro Robin special. If it wasn't for when the track disappears, if they could have found something where the track didn't disappear as much and you had something in your eyeline, then I'd have definitely gave it a higher rating than that. So, today's computer of choice, I'm using 2 computers by the way. I'm using the Toast Rack, the 128K Toast Rack, and I'm also using the Omni 128. For this I've used the Toast Rack, and there you go, there's the results. I've finished in 14th place because I crashed, and that's the way it goes. So let's move on to the next game, and with the power of editing we'll be there in any second. So this is the next game we're going to review, and before I can play it, and while it's still loading, because I've had to use a TZX file to get this one to work, the snapshot there wasn't any available. I'll tell you a bit more about the game, obviously based on the film Days of Thunder, so you pretty much know what you're going to get from the actual loading screen itself. It's going to be another racing game. That's 2 racing games on the Retro Robin show. And this was by Mindscope and retailed at £9.99, also at £14.99 for the disc version. Why they're charging that much for the disc? Maybe £12.99 was a reasonable price. That would cover the price of the disc plus £1 extra. But then again, I'm not going to argue with them. So, well, I couldn't, could I? Let's be honest. Presentation 59%, graphics 40%, sound 39%, playability 42%, and and addictiveness was 41%. So unfortunately this one got an ultra low rating, even though it seems to be well done to start with, of an overall rating of 43%. So what do you think we're going to rate it at? Well, when we get to play it, we're just waiting a few more extra seconds for it to load. We're nearly there now. We'll give it a go. And of course, I've never played this game before, so just like as always, I'm going to be trying to work out the way things are done right now, live on air. And if you noticed, I've fixed most of the problems I've had with the autofocus. So now it's not zooming in and out like it usually does. However, there is a problem whenever I pause the video or start the video again. If I don't switch it off automatically, it goes back to its default settings, which is fantastic. One or two of you online probably noticed I've also backed a 3D printer on Kickstarter, which is something I'm looking forward to. I have no idea how to use a 3D printer, but then again I have no idea how to do most things. I just jump straight in head first and work it out as I go along, and hopefully avoid all disasters. So with the magic of editing, let's just pause right here and we'll come back when the game is loaded. So there you go, the game is loaded. And his first question comes up, do I want joystick, Kempston, yes or no? Oh, does that mean Kempston yes? Or K for keys? K for keys. We'll go for keys. And straight away, there you go, presentation on the screen. Days of Thunder tells you a little bit about it. Well, that's not bad, is it? There's your circuit. And the qualifying. So it's obviously QAOP&M. That's me controlling that, and you're going around this sort of yeah, the bank. I like the way that banks. It's quite. They're getting quite a low rating, haven't they, in the qualifying? So yeah, well, you've got to go fairly fast before you can qualify for the race. Oh, I see. So it's has it got any sound? That's a good question, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Not got great sound, has it? It's just a very tiny bleeper sound as you accelerate. Yeah, it's very, very tiny sound. So yeah, it's not great. It looks like it could be a good game. However, the graphics of the car itself looks more like a square block than a car. Maybe they could have done better with the sprites there. The background's pretty good, the way it rotates smoothly. It's repeating itself obviously, but it's good that seats are there. It's a shame really, because it looked like it could be a pit stop ahead. So what do we do for the pit stop? Do we just drive in? Oh, I see. So you press space to change the key. Change the gear, sorry. And as I said earlier, I've never played this game before, so I'm having to work it out while I'm actually doing this recording, and that's never easy to do. But with my experience of the amount of different games that I've played for the ZX Spectrum, it sort of comes as second nature sometimes to work the keys out, and other times you just haven't got any idea at all. But yeah, the game itself is going to be much the same with you racing against cars. You are bumping against the track up there, the top of the track, even though it doesn't look like it. And you can come off the track here. That's what happens if you try and come off the track. So effectively, you can't really crash. But yeah, so... Oh, there we go. Days of Thunder 500. Does that mean we've got the qualify now? Yep, we've qualified and we're going for the laps. And as always, because it's me playing... I've had to break it. Let's move on to the next game. So what do I think? They gave it a 43%, 4 out of 10. I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I mean, I was working out, for what I've seen of it, and that was my very first time I've actually seen it, it seemed a better game than what they've actually rated. Obviously, you might probably have to get into the game more, but I thought 41% was probably a little bit mean, because its graphics wasn't that bad. maybe could be done better, but the general idea was basically based on the film itself, so I'm going to give it a little bit more of a generous rating, and I'm going to go 5.5 out of 10, which is the Retro Robbins rating system. So before we move on to the next game, I need to change the computer that we're using from the Toast Rack now to the Omni 128 so as I can put the snap load files in a lot quicker rather than load them off tape. So bear with me, with the magic of editing. We'll be back in a moment. So here we are back again. Now the next one, believe it or not, is another racing game. Wow. So we've got 3 racing games from the same magazine, and of course the game is going to be called Supercar. And I'll tell you a bit more about the game itself before we get into it. It was by Gremlin Graphics. The retail price was £10.99 and the disc was £14.99. Now that's strange because the last one was £9.99, the disc was £14.99. It must be expensive. Perhaps they couldn't get discs as cheap as we could. 3-inch Amstrad special discs. So what do they say about the game? Well, they've gave the presentation 83%, they've gave the graphics 78%, playability 78%, the sound they gave 76%. I threw it in a bit of a different order, but it's the same ratings. Addictive quality 74%, overall 77%. So let's have a look at the game, and this one does have AY sound. And it'll take a few seconds before it comes up. And there we go. And it's the usual keys, QA, OP and M. And this is a little bit similar to, how can I say this? The simulator games, you know, the top-down games you used to get from Codemasters. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call it Stuntcar Simulator, to be fair. Effectively, you've got to race around this track. And you hold down the M button to accelerate. Now, the first time I played this, I actually finished the race in first place. There you go, you can barge him out of the way. I like the way the car bumps out of the way. And the music isn't too bad, it's a mixture of AY and bleeper. The sprites of the car are not too bad either. It's a little bit unrealistic the way it skids, as you can see. You've got 4 laps to do. And if that was a real car now, it would be absolutely knackered. Oh, I've actually done a turn where I haven't hit the wall. Well done, Retro Robbins. But yeah, I don't think this game is too bad at all, to be honest. I'm quite enjoying it, to be fair. Well, it wasn't until I banged into 2 walls. Okay, so what were you going to say about this? Well, I'll tell you what. I think it's well done. It's quite addictive. It's more addictive than they say. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. So, without any further ado, I'm just going to bash him off the table. You know, I feel like doing this to some people when I'm actually driving for a living. I'm in first place. I think I should leave it at that. Yep. Supercar, the 3rd racing game on the Retro Robbins show. Perhaps I should do a racing game show one day. And, oh, just lost my place. Let's move on to the next game. So, moving on to the next game, I'll tell you a little bit about the game before I actually play it. And the game is called Ed the Duck. I had high hopes for this because I'd seen this in plenty of magazines reviewed and I thought, oh, this looks like a good game. So, what did Crash Magazine say about it? Well, first of all, it was by Impulser and it was retailed at £9.99. So the presentation was 81%, graphics was 84%, the sound was 79%, and of course the playability was 77%. So addictive qualities they gave 83% and an overall rating of 83%. So let's see what the Retro Robbins rating of it will be today. And there's the loading screen. And I like the little cheeky plug for the BBC in the top corner there. And of course press T. Okay, I'll get that. So on this game, I believe by pressing 1 you can redefine the keys, which we will do. Do you want to redefine the keys? Absolutely, because I haven't got a clue what the original keys are. So, and if you know me by now, I love games where you can redefine the keys. Press 0 for main menu and then you press 0 to play. And it's effectively, oh let's see, you have to go around the maze, slowly working your way up. And of course when you fire at them, oh dear, I've just hit the water. It only freezes them for a temporary second. I like that little effect. Take 2. It's very well done. It's very colourful. In fact, it just a little bit reminds me of Rainbow Islands, but not without any rainbows. And of course, if you see, he started moving. I'd fired at him, but obviously the first fire is where the timing sequence starts. So if you haven't got past him within a certain time, then you're in trouble. Oh, I didn't see that fish there. We're slowly working our way higher and higher. And the colour's quite good. The sound, I would say the sound is a little bit more lacking than they made up. You can't jump right up to the next level, but you can. Oh, not doing too well, am I? Come on, Ed, you can do it. We can get a bit higher, show the people what it's all about. It is tough, really. Okay, so we'll get up there. I don't know how many lives I've got. I don't know how I've managed to keep playing. But I'm gonna go about this a different way. Oh, I see their hand. Now, once you've fired and you've got him flashing like that. Oh, I was trying to jump over him, and I failed dismally. Well, the only gripe I've got about it is, well, I can't really say it's a gripe because I haven't got that far anyways. It's the fact you start right at the bottom every time you make a mistake. I'm going to wait for that to start flashing. And then jump into him as it starts moving. I'll tell you what though, it is kind of addictive. Because sometimes, a bit like Flappy Bird really, because it's kind of hard. Right? That's it, I've made it. It's sort of... Oh, I guess those umbrellas started moving, I didn't see that and it killed me. And you're starting right down at the bottom. So yeah, what do I think of that game, Head the Duck? And perhaps I really want to play that more and see how far I can get. I think it's quite a good game. So I think we know where we're going with this. 83%. Well, you know what? That's pretty spot on, isn't it? I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 rating. And totally agree with Crash Magazine. There, they got that one spot on. So let's move on to the last game of the day by the Retro Robin Show. And I did mean to put a couple more demos of the Demo Hall of Fame Retro Robin's Greatness up, but I haven't managed to find the tap files for them. So the last game of the day. This one's a brilliant game actually. It's called Dragon Breed and it's by Activision. It retailed at £9.99. Crash gave this presentation 76%. They gave the graphics 74%. The sound was 71%. The playability was 79%. Addictive qualities was 76%. Its overall rating was 80%. So let's have a look. Do I want immortality? Oh yes. No. So, not much in the way of sound. You can press enter for the keys. And of course, excuse me while I move my head to the left to see. Right, left, right, down, up and fire. Yep, and it's good to see my camera's not zooming in and out like it was. You press fire to play. And straight away, oh, I fell off my dragon. I died. Hang on, how does that work out? I got immortality and I died. I'll just stay on my dragon, shall I? Nice large sprites, good scrolling, and you can power it up. Of course, it's a bit like R-Type where you hold the button down. You know, there you can breathe fire now, and that's also handy. And of course, the whippiness of the tail helps as well. Yeah, I like the little different colours. They're not real, very fractional bits of colour clash, nothing major, nothing to worry about really. Yeah. So effectively, right, it is like an arcade type shoot 'em up in its own way. You're riding through each scene on a dragon, riding the back of a dragon who's got a very long whippy tail, which can, as you can see, do some harm to any enemies that are in the way. And everything comes from the left hand side. I haven't seen anything that comes from behind. But as you get towards the end of the level, the bosses are quite well done. Sometimes you get two bosses on a particular level, if you know what I mean. And here's the first one, and it kind of reminds me of the big ship off R-Type in a way, where you have to blow a little bit of the, yeah, you know, you have to shoot each little section out and then try and avoid it. But because I got immortality on, which is what I love, you can just get right into it, can't I, and just attack it like that. But we're through that part. And the levels change as you get further on. So obviously you get a ceiling and a floor and the sprites going. But overall, it's not a bad game at all. So let's give it a rating quickly, shall we? Dave gave this a respectable 80%, which is 8 out of 10, and I've got to be honest, I totally agree with Crash there. Yeah, that was spot on for its time. It's a fairly decently well done game, fairly colourful, large sprites, and one that you could try. So if there's any games you have seen here today that you'd like to try out again, and I think we'll have one more look at another game in a moment, just to have a look at what they had as a Crash Smash. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Should we move on to the last game? A game that I haven't given a rating, but I'm going to give it a go anyways. It was in this magazine of 91. Last game of the day was Extreme. Not that one though. This one. Picked the wrong phone. Don't want to play the duck again, do we? Actually quite like that. I will probably be playing that later on. Great sound, great graphics, great game, very colourful. Yes, we'll go for really fine. And let's play the game. Yep, you've seen it all before. It's very colourful, very well done. Obviously I'm not going to be able to go this way because these are going to shut every time I go down. But there is a button you have to play and you can redo your energy. You're about to lose me. So you charge yourself up. And as long as you don't lose too much energy, and it tells you when your energy is low, and usually it's probably by the time you get your energy recharged, it's too late. Hit that button there, onto green. Go back and get some energy before I lose my life. You get various power-ups as well. Let's go back that way because there's something you can get. I'm sure there's something you can get. Oh, and they don't half-sap your energy fast, do they? And there we go, you can have it. Yes, by pressing enter and select you can get various different items. Now, I've got to try and get through there, and I've forgotten how I have to do that. I think I have to collect something down here, don't I? Oops. Oh, energy low. It does tell you, and any minute now I'm going to be dead. And I've forgotten how to get through there, but that's that game. It was a quality game. So well done colourful wise, and a really tough play, to be quite honest with you, but you know, worth a try. So if you've not tried that one before, try that one out. So that's it for the Retro Robin show for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've showed you something you haven't seen before, or reminded you of a game that you've forgotten, and rekindled your love for it. Give you some ideas of something to try it yourself. But for me, Wayne Retro Robbins, as always, have a good working week or weekend. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share and help this YouTube channel grow, and I'll be doing some more. This is the main format of the show. Shows like this shortly. But for me, Retro Robbins, you take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.